What's going on, guys? I hope you're all having a wonderful day today. I am currently in Lumpini Park in Bangkok, but for today's video we're going to be going all the way back to last year when I was in Koh Tao doing my PADI diving course. So the reason I'm in Lumpini Park today is because obviously when we were in Koh Tao doing the PADI diving course, I didn't really have time to vlog it as I was obviously concentrating on learning to dive and just putting all my efforts into that. So that's why I'm in the park today, giving you guys a bit of an introduction, and also I don't have footage of the whole course, I only have footage of the main 4 dives. So I'm going to explain a little bit about what happens before you go out into the open water. So to give you guys some context, me and Louis had actually been recommended a place to learn to dive in Koh Tao called Ban's Diving Resort. Apparently it's one of the best and cheapest places you can learn to dive in the world. We've got friends that have gone there to learn to dive and they said they had a great experience, so we decided we would go to Koh Tao and we would make it our main mission to learn how to dive. Luckily along the way we met some really great guys whilst travelling who pretty much had the same idea as us. They wanted to learn to dive and we recommended them to come with us to Koh Tao to learn. So luckily we were with David and Greg, who you'll see in the video. We actually met Greg a few different times around Thailand, so it kind of worked out well that we were all in Koh Samui at the same time to go to Koh Tao next and learn to dive. And when we got to the diving resort, there was one final guy called Marlin from England as well. He fit perfectly into the group, we all had a great time, and it was just the 5 of us with our diving instructor who was also from England. So yeah, there was a lot of jokes to be had and we all got on really well. So the course takes place over 3.5 days and currently it only costs 11,000 baht, which is a great deal in my opinion. That's under £300 and everything is included, including accommodation, gear rental and obviously training. So day 1 is pretty much just an introduction to the course, telling you what you're going to be doing over the next few days. I think it started around 5 PM and it only lasted about an hour, so nothing major there. But make sure you get a good night's sleep because day 2 we're going to start at 8 AM. So day 2 is when you start learning properly. It's going to start with your confined water training, which is basically when you get inside a swimming pool, you learn how to use your equipment, you learn how to set it up, you learn how to use your BCD, your regulator, how to clear your mask, and basically just get comfortable wearing your equipment in the water. I think then in the afternoon you do some theory and you learn more about the rules and regulations, what you should and shouldn't do. I think it ends around 5 PM again, I can't really remember, but I'll put the times on screen. So day 3 is going to start at 8 AM again, but this is where the real fun starts because you get to go and do your first 2 open water dives out in the open ocean. These first 2 dives are going to be at 12 meters of depth, which is pretty relaxed. It's just to get you comfortable in the ocean. And the first dive you're going to start by basically practicing some techniques that you learned in the pool, such as clearing your mask, learning how to do your buoyancy properly, and basically just getting you comfortable doing the stuff you did in the pool but out in the open ocean. And the second half of the dive is going to be just a fun dive, and then the second and final dive of the day is going to be a complete fun dive where you'll just keep doing the techniques that you learned, but this time it's more about enjoying the surroundings around you and seeing all the colourful fish. And if you're lucky, you'll get good visibility. So in the afternoon, after your first 2 dives, you're going to be going back to the classroom for some more theory and studying, and then after that you're going to be doing your final exam. Don't worry guys, it is an exam, but it's very easy. I've never been a guy who's been good at exams, but obviously they want you to pass, so if you're really struggling, they will help you get through it. But like I said, it's really not something to be worrying about, it's very easy. You've basically been learning it for the past 2 days, so it really gets in your head, and you watch videos, you read books, it's so easy guys, so don't worry about it. So day 4 and the final day of the course, you're going to be starting again at 8 AM, but this is by far the best day on the course because you're going to be doing your final 2 open water dives out in the open ocean, but this time they will be at 18 meters, which is actually the depth that you'll be allowed to dive at once you get your certificate at the end of the course. So just like before the first dive, you're going to be practicing some more techniques such as using your compass, and then the second half of the dive is going to be a fun dive, and then again on the second dive and final dive of the day it's going to be a completely fun dive apart from near the end when you're going to learn to do your decompression stop when you're coming back to the surface. So obviously this is going to be the best 2 dives of the whole course as they are at 18 meters, so you're going to get to see some more interesting things. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly I saw a moray eel, and obviously you'll see some Nemo fish, some dory fish, and basically it's just going to be a lot more fun because you're going to feel more comfortable with what you're doing in the water and controlling your buoyancy, and you're just going to be able to glide through like you're in outer space. And usually you're going to be able to make the dive last a lot longer because you're not breathing in so much air whilst you're swimming. So there you go guys, that's your 3.5 day PADI course complete. It goes by very, very quickly, so make sure you make the most of it. I think a lot of people actually end up going to do their advanced course straight away because they've had so much fun, they want to keep diving. So if you do go to bands, I do recommend doing that, as I'm pretty sure you get some sort of discount. But overall guys, I can't recommend bands enough. I'm not being paid or sponsored to make this video, I just had an amazing experience and it was great value for money. If you are from England, I definitely recommend trying to go with Neil, the diving instructor. He's been doing it for a long time and he's got great banter. He had a great time with us. Also, we were joined by Coltrane, who was our dive master for the day, the 2 days, sorry. He's from Australia. He was a great guy as well. Just thought I'd give him a mention. Anyway guys, like I said, I didn't get a chance to vlog this experience, so I do hope the voiceover is enough. But if you have any questions, make sure you leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you enjoyed today's video, please drop a big thumbs up on it. It really does help me out. And if you're enjoying the videos, hit the subscribe button as well. And make sure if you do subscribe, you hit the bell button, otherwise you might miss some uploads. I'll make sure I leave all the relevant information to bands down in the description if you guys are interested. But yeah, that's it for now guys. Let's leave Bangkok and get ourselves back to Koh Tao. So as you can probably tell, none of us are ready for such an early morning. We're all looking very tired. So if you're gonna go diving, make sure you get a good sleep and have a small breakfast so you're not on an empty stomach.
Lightning strikes by my window.
I just want to say a big thanks to Sanya for filming this for me. Her Instagram will be down in the description. Unfortunately, all the footage is in 720p though, so hopefully the quality is okay for you guys. So once we'd woken up a bit and got ourselves onto the boat, our first task of the day was attaching our BCDs to our air tanks and making sure we all had good air and none of it was toxic. Once we all had our air tanks set up and ready to go, it was time to head upstairs for a dive briefing. This is basically where Neil just went over the 4 sites that we would be visiting, went over some hand signals and refreshed our memories on the techniques that we'd be using, such as clearing our masks. After the briefing, our second task of the day was to put on our BCDs and weight belts and do any final checks to make sure everything is secure and working properly, such as our pressure gauges and regulators.
And now that you're gone, I'm thinking about old times.
Now that we had done all of our checks, we were ready to take our first leap into the ocean and head down to 12 meters to practice some techniques. Here you can see us clearing our masks and learning how to control our buoyancy with our breathing before buddying up and setting off on our first dive of the day. My buddy for the day was David, and we were told to follow Cole at the back of the group. When you're down there for yourself experiencing it, there is really no other feeling like it. It's like you're floating through outer space, and you pretty much don't have to put any effort into swimming either. You just float along and just enjoy your surroundings. We finished the dive by doing our first decompression stop practice, which basically means you have to stop for 5 minutes before getting to the surface to make sure you don't get decompression sickness or the bends.
If you ever think it's pointless, I will remind you that it's not.
So apparently on our 18-meter dives we were supposed to do a pose after jumping into the water, but me and David clearly didn't get the memo on this one.
We can breathe underwater. Nothing can hurt us anymore. And that's
You can tell by this point that we're all feeling much more comfortable in the water and just having so much fun in the moment. These last two dives were by far the best. We just had to practice using our compass and then we were free to enjoy the coral and the colourful fish around us. By the end of the last dive, none of us wanted to stop. We were all completely addicted. I really recommend everyone to go try diving. It really is an experience like no other. If you are interested in learning to dive, I highly recommend bands. All the information is down in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.